apart from the Paga Hill SEZ that has already been licensed. He said the government recently approved the CPAC SEZ, Finsapen Integrated SEZ, and the Central Province Industrial Park. He said they are expecting to announce a few more over the next month.
SEZs only become SEZs when you are given a license by the regulator called the Special Economic Zone Authority. To get the license, you must meet all their requirements. When you are not ready to be licensed, you cannot be an SEZ. You can name nothing here. Now, how do you get the license? You must firstly have state land.
Provinces, districts, and businesses that wish to be involved in SEZs need to get a copy of the policy to know the process on how to establish SEZs and apply for SEZ license. Minister Maru said those who wish to be involved in SEZs have to meet its requirements.
And we can go to various provinces who are interested to run little workshops to brief them on the policy, and we can help them to set up SEZs within their own provinces and districts.
SEZ will be the key driver of sustainable long-term economic growth in the country. Invitations have gone out to leaders, government, departments, and agencies, the private sector, and the provinces to come together and be part of the launch of the SEZ Foundation policy on Sunday. Minister Maru is also promoting the hub and upcoming second PNG National SEZ Summit from 31st August to 3rd September this year. It is part of the 50th independence celebration to chart a new path for the next 20 years. Joanna Pile, TVWAN News.
Japanese authorities say they have spotted 2 Chinese aircraft carriers operating in the Pacific for the first time, with Tokyo saying it shows an expansion of Beijing's military operations. China said on Tuesday that the Spangdong and Liaoning carriers, it's only 2 currently in operation, with a third undergoing sea trials where carrying out routine training. A Japanese Defense Ministry spokesman told AFP they believe the Chinese military's purpose is to improve its operational capabilities and ability to conduct operations in distant areas. China's use of naval and air assets to press its territorial claims has rattled the United States and its allies in the Asia-Pacific region. The Australian naval monitored 3 Chinese ships which sailed east of Sydney early this year. The Australian Prime Minister is convening a productivity summit, putting approval times for thousands and energy projects on the table.
Just hours after Labor's landslide win, the Treasurer was putting living standards at the heart of his second-term agenda.
First term was primarily inflation without forgetting productivity. The second term will be primarily productivity without forgetting inflation.
How to get more bang for your buck, how to work smarter, not harder, are questions governments have spent years trying to answer. So Labor's throwing open the floor, inviting unions, business and lobby groups to a round table in August.
I want people to be able to have a mature discussion around a room. Are there win-wins on productivity?
The Prime Minister wants to speed up approvals processes, removing roadblocks to housing supply and the clean energy transition, while at the same time putting some guardrails around the discussion.
I'm a Labor Prime Minister and I support penalty rates. I'm a Labor Prime Minister and I support real wages increasing.
It'll be a slimmed down version of Labor's first-term Jobs and Skills Summit. But there's nothing slim about the agenda business leaders are bringing. They want more ambition on tax and regulation and getting the private sector, not government, to drive jobs growth.
We certainly want to see some quick wins, some things that can be done immediately to improve productivity, but also an ambitious agenda for the longer term.
The commitments the Australian people voted for in May are the foundation of our mandate. They are not the limits of our responsibilities or of our vision.
The Prime Minister's giving himself room to respond to unexpected events and challenges and even possibly to develop a bolder agenda. But some challenges are here and now. In a sea of budget deficits, the government is being urged to spend more on defence. Anthony Albanese has indicated he's up for a discussion, but again pushed back on calls to set a spending target.
Of course, we will always provide for capability that's needed.
Australia has issued sanctions against two of the most controversial members of Israel's government, Itamar Ben-Gvir and Bezalel Smotrich, accusing the man of inciting violence against Palestinians in the West Bank. In a joint action by the Australia, British, Canadian, New Zealand and Norwegian governments, which has drawn condemnation from the governments of the US and Israel. The pair will face travel bans and have their assets frozen. Foreign Minister Penny Wong said the man had incited extremist violence and serious abuses of Palestinian human rights. Mr. Ben-Gvir serves as National Security Minister in Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's coalition government, while Mr. Smotrich is the Finance Minister. Senator Wong said the sanctions were not evidence Australia was deviating from its support for Israel's security in the wake of Hamas' deadly attacks on October 7, 2023. In sports, West Tigers today announced the signing of Taylor May on a train and trial agreement for the rest of the 2025 season. The NRL conditionally approved Taylor's return to the game after charges against him were withdrawn early this year. May has been approved to commence training immediately, with the intention of playing in the future should training and off-field standards be met. West Tigers CEO Shane Richardson said Taylor is a quality player who will further strengthen the squad in the back end of the competition. He said Taylor has made numerous strides since they first met with him 10 weeks ago through voluntarily attending education and counseling sessions. Mr. Richardson said Taylor's contract could be reviewed at the end of the year. And that ends the Midday News. Do join us at 6 tonight for the main bulletin. Bye now.
These images are of Papua New Guinea Highlanders in the 1930s, reacting to an Australian explorer with a movie camera.